CB, great job with the tournament. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Back to it was a great weekend at the Final Four, and ready to get these NBA playoffs started next weekend.
Well, your thoughts when Chris Webber showed up for the title game?
Well, I thought I was happy to see him there. I thought I was really glad to see him there. You know, I think these NCAA, all these sanctions are there full of it. So I was really glad to see him there.
But it seems like there's something going on with him and the other Fab Five or the Fab Four there, that he didn't sit with them. He sat up in the suite upstairs.
That's not what happened. He didn't want to be a distraction. If he had to sit with those guys, he knew they would have been showing them the whole game. He didn't want to take away from the team. That's actually what happened, because I was involved with getting him to go to the game, to be honest with you. He just didn't want to be a distraction, and we got him a seat in the box. But he wanted to be there and not be a distraction. That's what happened, to be honest with you, Dan.
So there's no friction with him and Jalen Rose with this whole documentary did, the 30 and 30 on the Fab Five. It just seems like there's some disconnect there, and I'm not getting it.
We have never discussed that, to be honest with you. But like I say, when I talked to Chris that morning, I told him he should go to the game. He's like, I don't want to distract. It's just these kids' moment. And I said, we'll get you a seat in the box. Me and him have never discussed Jalen, to be honest with you.
Yeah. The Brittany Griner story, if let's say you're a rookie and you're in the D-League and Brittany Griner is coming into play, how would you treat her?
Well, guys, she can't play with guys, so I wouldn't even worry about that. Even she can't play against guys. I mean, you're going to go at her probably aggressively because you're offended that she's trying to play against you, because it's kind of an insult to you. So, but she can't play with men, and I think whether she plays against a guy who has no – because most of those guys, let's who are we kidding, 90%, 95% of those guys who play in the summer league are never going to play in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. But I'm looking at what Mark Cuban did, and I said – I know that he's doing something. He's a marketing guy. He's a sharp guy. But then you had Gino Auriemma, the UConn coach, who said it's a sham if you bring her in. What I would hate
I agree with Gino. I mean, if he bought her in, yeah, they sell some tickets to the summer league, which I don't understand what type of loser would go to the summer league anyway. But I agree with Gino 100%. A girl can't play against men. I mean, listen, it's just a publicity. Mark's one of my great friends, but a woman can't play against a man.
I think that you'll get a woman who is maybe 6'2", 6'3", who has the speed, but has to have a little bit more, the ability to handle the physical nature of it. I don't think it'll be a tall woman who's going to play against the men, or at least get a chance.
Dan, stop it. Dan, stop it. A woman can't play against a man. Come on, man.
If it happens.
A little woman, a big woman. Come on. A woman can't play in the NBA. I mean, I don't even think she could play in the Well, let me rephrase. She can't even play in the WNBA.
Well, Griner can.
No, she can't.
What?
No, she can't.
What, the WNBA?
No, I said the NBDL.
Oh, the D-League. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's more of a publicity stunt. I think Mark Cuban meant well by it, but I think now Brittany Griner's in a tough position. Now she has to try it because
she doesn't.
Or people say she's afraid.
The first thing, hey, listen, when we get there, listen, the first thing I'm going to do to Brittany Griner when she gets to Phoenix, I said, listen, once you're in the limelight, you're like the prom queen. All the ugly girls hate you. That's the thing you have to learn about fame. When you're famous, a lot of people gonna hate on you. I said that's why being famous, you're like the homecoming queen. Never worry about what the media and the fans say. That's the number one rule if you're gonna be successful at being famous. Because if you always worry about what the media and the fans say, you're always gonna be chasing something. You know, so don't ever. I can't wait to sit down with her when we draft her in the WNBA. I'm saying, listen, never worry about the media or the fans. They gonna hate on you, even win or lose. They gonna hate you. That's just the scumbag business we are in now, Dan, with the press. I mean, that's just. Listen, the fame has changed so much. It's just become a scumbag business. I mean, everybody's trying to take a picture of you and get you in awkward situations. You know, you didn't win. Somebody's got to lose. I mean, it's funny. Now here guys are talking about LeBron and the Heat. They going to try to build in the controversy. Those guys not playing. The Spurs have done that for the last 10 years. Nobody said anything, but everybody want to hate on the Heat a little bit right now. So you just have to let all the BS go, and that's the first thing I'm going to tell Brittany Griner.
He's Charles Barkley joining us, Dan Patrick Show. We'll get to the NBA coming up in a moment, but I'm watching the game itself. You got to see a lot of college basketball. You got to see a lot of bad college basketball. basketball. And I keep saying that, college basketball is eating its young here, that the game is not good. You did have a great finals, which is great. I'm glad that we salvaged something here, but how can we make college basketball better?
Well, first of all, the NBA is the one. The NBA and these agents have dropped their ball. These kids are coming to the NBA too soon. That's the biggest problem. So you don't develop like really good teams, or you're like, okay, can anybody? Just think about it. If all those kids out of state of Kentucky,
yeah,
everybody says the first question would have been this season: can they go undefeated? Can anybody beat Kentucky? Now 4 of those guys might leave Michigan. Michigan probably would have been the consensus number 1, right up there with Kentucky if all those kids would stay. So the biggest problem with college basketball is probably the NBA when all these kids leave after 1 year. We're the problem, not the college, just the rules are. I hate one and done.
But how do we change it? If everybody agrees that it's not good?
Well, because the NBA agents, man, they're scumbags. They just want the money from these kids. They want the money first and foremost, and secondly, they want to get them to their second contract as soon as possible. We've done a really poor job in the NBA because our union has been ran by agents for the last, and now I don't know if you can put the cat back in the bag, as they say.
Yeah, I'm discouraged by it because I will let you come out after high school if you want to, and then
I have to see listen, you're discouraged. I have to watch these fifths play. I mean, think about it. And listen, I'm not hating on these kids. You think about those 6 players from Kentucky who went in the first round last year. Have you seen any of them make an impact on the game this year?
No.
I mean, think about it. I know the one kid went in the second round. I think his name was Miller. But I said he went so early in the second round. I said they had 6 kids that went in the first round of the playoffs. Have anyone made any impact in the NBA this year?
No.
And that's what bothers me the most, because what happens is, Dan, the draft is designed for bad teams to get help. They didn't help the bad teams. And that's the thing that it undermines the integrity of the game. If I'm a fan and my team is not any good, why do I have to get a guy that's not maybe going to be good in 3 years? I want some help right away. I want to enjoy going to the games. And that's not what's happening in the NBA right now. If I'm on a bad team, I didn't get any help this year. Now I got to draft another kid and wait on him for 3 or 4 years. And if he don't make it, I'm back where I was 3 or 4 years ago. And that's the problem I have right now.
You buying into the Knicks?
Well, I think, they got really lucky with Kendrick Martin, because I thought he saved their season. Yeah. Because they only had one guy who could play defense and rebound. That was Tyson Chandler, who's terrific. Now they got 2 guys who can play defense and rebounding, and if they can make some shots, they can be dangerous. But they wasn't going anywhere a month ago. I try to tell everybody if you can't play defense and rebound the ball, you're not going to win.
Can they win a title?
Excuse me?
Can they win a title?
No, because I don't think they can make enough threes. I don't think they can make enough threes. Like I say, even with Kenyon Martin, who's been fantastic, they only got 2 guys who can play defense and rebound the ball. And I don't think you can just win a championship making threes. But I'm hoping they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, because we got the East this year. We alternate every year. Yeah. I can't think of anything better than Chuck in Miami Beach for a week and in New York for a week.
The Lakers, they needed 23 from Kobe in the fourth quarter to beat the Hornets last night. Why is this such a struggle?
Good, Dan. I told you 2 months ago I didn't think the Lakers would make the playoffs. And the thing I think is really I still don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but the thing that's really dangerous, I'm starting to wonder, is, man, Kobe's using so much energy right now. I think by the time the playoffs start, he's going to be on fumes. I mean, I saw him go crazy last night. He's probably going to have to do that the next 4. I think they got 4 games left or 5.
They got 4.
Yeah. Okay. He's going to have to go crazy every game, and I wonder how much he's going to have left in the tank when the playoffs start.
If you get him in, though.
Don't stop it. Stop it.
Look, my job is to ask the question. Don't yell at me. I'm just the messenger.
Okay. I'm sorry.
All right, let's try that again. If the Lakers make the playoffs, That was the end of the question.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be the end of their season, too, at the end of the first round of the playoffs. If they make the who's the number 8 team in the Eastern Conference?
Atlanta, are they 8?
Yeah. Do you think they got a chance of winning the first round series?
No.
So why do people, just because they got the Lakers across their jersey, and listen, I've said this from the beginning, just because they got a bunch of old guys, listen, I've actually lived this bad dream when me, Clyde, and Akima got together.
Oh, Milwaukee.
And we were too old.
Milwaukee's 8.
Oh, okay, but they're not going to win either.
Okay.
But my point is, listen, people talk about me, Clyde, and Akeem. I've seen this before. I remember when Garrett Payton and Karl Malone got together with the Lakers.
Yep.
Just because you put a bunch of guys who used to be great 10 years ago together, that don't mean they're going to be great now. Sports ain't for old people. It's for young people.
It's for old people to cover.
No, well, yeah. I told you. People keep saying, "Well, if these guys get healthy," I said one thing I always say: old people don't get healthy; they die. Because you know what's so funny? I live in Phoenix, and people says, "Man, Steve Nash is going to be great with the Lakers." I said, "What do you mean he's going to be great with the Lakers?" I said, "What Steve Nash is going to do is set the record for the most amount of times on injured reserve." I said, because if he tries to guard, and listen, I love Steve Nash now, but listen, he's trying to guard Russell Westbrook, Tony Parker, Mike Conley,
Chris Paul,
and Chris Paul. I said the only thing Steve Nash is going to do is go to the DL, and that's what he's been pretty much all season. And it ain't for old people, Dan.
Before I let you go, I give you Tiger or the field this week.
I'm taking the field.
I'm with you.
I always take the field. I think it's Tiger's set up a generation of great players, and anybody can win on any given week out there now. So I'll take the field.
All right, rest your voice.
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm ready for the playoffs.
You sound surprisingly good. And look, I also commend you that you stood up for Doug Gottlieb after he said what he said, because it kind of hung out there. And I think it could have been worse. I mean, a bad joke by him. It's the kind of thing you say before you go on the air, not on the air. But I thought you came to his defense as a teammate.
Hey, man, listen, people. That's why I don't deal with these idiots on Twitter, Facebook, none of these social medias, man. You can't even make a joke now because there's so many damn losers and haters out there. So I ain't never going Twitter. I ain't never going Facebook, and people just hate, man. It's evil.
Would anybody have objected if you had 4 white guys up there and you said a joke like that?
You know what's so funny, Dan? I was joking around the other night at halftime of the game when Spike was going crazy and Hancock was going crazy. Yeah. I said, you know what I really want to say? Never thought I'd go to a basketball game and be hoping a black guy played well at some point. I was like, I wanted to joke about that at halftime. And the people I work for, they're scared to death of the public, and I have no idea why. I said, dude, if they can't take a joke, just tell them to turn their damn TV off. But I did. I want to say that. I said, wait, Spike and Luke Hancock, who was fantastic. I said, can a black guy please do something out here?
You're right. You know what? But it's a conservative network, and here you are with billions at stake, and I guess they're worried about offending somebody. And
oh, man, listen, if you, Dan, let me tell you something. You probably offend somebody every day on your show.
Yep.
Because fans are like this, Dan. They want you to tell you their team is the greatest and their favorite player is the greatest. And if you don't say that every single day, they blow a gasket. You can't worry about pleasing all these idiots, man. Give an honest, fair opinion. That's one of the reasons I like coming on your show. We've been friends a long time. I know you don't have a hidden agenda, so that's why I come on your show. And but you don't have to worry about these people, man. You can't please everybody.
Well, keep your head up, all right?
Oh, yeah, my brother. I'm like, hey, 2 more months.
Yep.
Then I'm on vacation for 5 months, man. The shot clock has started on the NBA playoffs. I can't wait for my 5 months of vacation.
Yeah, but then you'll be playing golf.
Hey, Dan, why don't you stop being a coward and come to Lake Tahoe this year?
I just had shoulder surgery.
Dude, that's like 5 months away.
You owe me. Hey, Charles, you owe me $1,000.
Oh, okay. You know what? It's $1,000. I don't even remember, but I'll pay you $1,000. Stop being a coward and come to Lake Tahoe. We'll play together, me and you, mano a mano.
All right. For how much?
Make it light on yourself.
Why? Whatever makes you nervous. What would make you nervous?
I don't get nervous when it comes to money. I go to the Michael Jordan School of Gambling. Even when I got a bad poker hand, I'm just going to keep raising. Because somebody at the table will get nervous.
I'll take you up on it, all right?
All right, my brother. Hey, man, you guys take care of yourself. Hey, tell nerdettes, as I like to call them, y'all have a good week.
All right, I'll tell the nerdettes. Good to visit with you. Thank you, buddy.
All right, boy, be safe.
All right, Charles Barkley. I think he owes me $1,000. I bet him on something. I don't know. But I like the fact that he can't even keep his bets straight. Yeah, I'll pay you $1,000.